Hey there, I'm Heather Farmer, and today on Boston Girl Bakes, we are making an Irish cream cheesecake. This cheesecake starts with an Oreo cookie crust, and I stir Irish cream right into the smooth and creamy cheesecake filling. And to top it off after, it's an Irish cream chocolate ganache. To start, we want to preheat our oven to 350 degrees, and you'll position a rack in the middle of the oven. We'll start by mixing together our Oreo cookie crust. Now I have a bowl here of 35 Oreo cookies that I've pulsed together in my food processor until they were fine crumbs. If you don't have a food processor though, you can always place the cookies into a plastic bag and smash them with a rolling pin. To this, we're gonna add 5 tablespoons of melted butter. I always like using unsalted butter, but if you have only salted butter on hand, that will definitely work. And just stir this together until it's evenly mixed. We're gonna press the crumb mixture firmly into the bottom and slightly up the sides of a 9-inch springform pan, using the bottom of a cup, or you could just use your hands. The trick is really to press the sides first and then worry about pressing at the bottom. We'll bake this at 350 degrees for 10 minutes. While that's baking, let's go ahead and make our filling. In the bowl of a stand mixer I have fitted here with a paddle attachment, you're gonna beat 4 8-ounce blocks of softened cream cheese on low speed until lightly beaten and creamy. Then we'll add in our 1.5 cups of granulated sugar and 1 tablespoon cornstarch and beat this on medium speed for 4 minutes. You wanna make sure that it's softened so that your filling is smooth and you don't have to mix it for too long, which always can result in cracks. The cornstarch is really my secret weapon to helping the cheesecake from overcooking and cracking. You don't have to use it, but I highly recommend it for making the creamiest cheesecake. We'll add in a pinch of salt and 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. You just wanna beat this after you add that in. We're gonna add in our 4 room temperature eggs, one at a time, making sure to beat 1 minute after each addition. You do wanna make sure they're room temperature though, so you get a smooth filling. Cold eggs going in can cause the cream cheese to clump. Then we're gonna add in our 2/3 cup of sour cream and our Irish cream as well. You're gonna beat that on low speed until incorporated. Make sure to scrape down the bowl though and along the bottom as you're mixing, just to make sure that all the cream cheese has been incorporated. Sometimes there's cream cheese hiding at the bottom. Now that our cheesecake filling is done and ready for the oven, we can pour this over our Oreo cookie crust. You do wanna make sure though to lower your heat once the Oreo cookie crust comes out to 325. Now it's time to set up our water bath. A water bath is essential when baking a cheesecake, so you get a creamy, smooth filling and no cracking. The cheesecake pan is going to be placed into a larger pan. I'm just using a large roasting pan, and then we're gonna fill the roasting pan with hot water. So the cheesecake then is gonna be surrounded by that hot water to create that moist, humid environment so the cheesecake bakes evenly and stays nice and creamy. Now, one option you have is to wrap the outside of the springform pan in 3 layers of aluminum foil. You wanna make sure that none of the pan is exposed. But my preferred foolproof method is to place your springform pan into a larger cake pan. I'm using a 10-inch silicone cake pan. I find sometimes with the tin foil, it's not always leak proof, and if any water gets into the pan, it's going to ruin your cheesecake. So this is my preferred method. Place the roasting pan then into the oven. I like to do it this way and then pour the hot water in so I'm not like carrying a pan with hot water across my kitchen. You wanna make sure I pour enough hot water so it reaches halfway up the sides of the springform pan. We're gonna bake this at 325, nice low and slow heat, for about 80 to 90 minutes until the edges of the cheesecake are set, slightly golden brown, but the middle of your cheesecake is gonna be still slightly wobbly in the middle. If you do find the top is browning just too much, you can lightly tint it with some foil. And once it's done baking, you need to turn off the heat of your oven. You'll crack open the oven door and let the cake cool in the oven as the oven cools for another hour. This is going to allow the cheesecake to cool slowly and help prevent it from cracking. Now, once the cake is done cooling, we do need to chill the cheesecake overnight to fully set it up, so you're gonna need to find some patience here. All right, our cheesecake has rested overnight, so now it's time to make the ganache. So you're gonna heat 1/2 cup of heavy cream and 2 tablespoons of Irish cream in a saucepan over medium heat until simmering, but not boiling. You could also just do this in your microwave. You're gonna pour the hot cream over your chopped chocolate. I'm using just a semi-sweet chocolate here, and then you're gonna let it sit for about 5 minutes, don't stir it, and then whisk it smooth. And you're gonna pour this over the cooled cheesecake before serving, just smoothing it out. And just pop it back into your refrigerator for another 15 minutes before you're ready to slice and serve. And there you go, Irish cream cheesecake that is definitely going to be the star of any holiday dessert table. I hope you get a chance to try this cheesecake, and if you like this video, make sure to hit subscribe below and be sure to check out my other delicious cheesecake recipes in this series. And until next time, happy baking.